And we are back here on SportsTownChicago.com for the second half between your Chicago Vipers and the Chicago Falcons. We are here at Art Guild Park, hosted by the Chicago Park District here on the west side of Chicago. I'm Ryan Fay, alongside me Steve Suff for the broadcast. As going into the second half, it is a 28-6 Viper lead. Both teams now switch sides. Vipers in their gray jerseys with white numbers going left to right, and the Falcons in their red jerseys with white and black numbers going right to left. And Steve, let's get to this 28-6 score before we begin the second half. What was the summary of that first half for those just tuning in?
Summary of the first half, what you need to know is that the four out of the 5 possessions for the Vipers yielded offensive points, and the first 2 possessions were each a play long that yielded about 130 yards of rushing yards between them, as it was a 70-yard scamper and a 59-yard scamper. And
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean,
so the Falcons,
they were on the door knocking, about to score late there in the half, but couldn't do it. And now we're sitting here with the Falcons having the ball.
So the Falcons now, again, the Vipers got the ball there. They won the toss, and they elected to receive in the first half. Again, there are no kickoffs here in the GFL, the Gridiron Football League. Each team starts on their own 30-yard line. The Falcons doing that right now. The Falcons, again, going right to left, and they get the ball to start the second half. In the backfield now at a new change quarterback position now, as we have Willie Hughes as the pass there incomplete. It'll be second down and 10 on their own 30. Willie Hughes now the new quarterback there for the Chicago Falcons. Pass intended there to Kyle Williams. We've been mentioning his name all night, and that's also Steve Self's very own Kyle Williams in a way. He is one of your favorite players here tonight.
Hey, he's just a guy that we've been calling a lot because he's not only playing on the defensive side of the ball, but he's also playing the offensive side of the ball. He's a wide receiver for the offense, and he's a defensive back for the defense, as I was trying to...
Again, the rules here, it is a nonstop clock for the first 42 minutes of each half respectively. Then it's the 3-minute warning, and then they are played by NFL-style rules. We'll get to that in just a second. But again, Hughes now on the throw on the far sideline. Pass intended to Kyle Williams, and he has got it, and he almost sheds off a tackle. And a big play there, the second play of the second half for the Chicago Falcons. A big one, a 60-yard completion.
Wow.
To Kyle Williams off the far sideline throw. News shut it down to the Falcons as they are immediately soaring into Viper territory.
Nice little segue there by
Thank
Ryan
you.
Fahey.
Thank you.
Of the Fahey and Shivari Show, catch him on Thursday mornings and afternoons from 10 to 2.
Yeah, we just recently just had Scott Braun of the MLB Network on talking some Cubs and White Sox.
Very nice. And on
I also recommended him to watch the spelling bee for the kids.
Very good.
The script spelling bee. He had no clue what I was talking about, but quite frankly, I don't care.
I love the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Me and Paul have actually tried to request media availability to go to it.
That would be
It's not going to happen, though. But
that would be awesome.
We pondered the thought of it on our show.
Really
but anyway,
quick.
Let's get back to the game here. Off the 60-yard completion, a pass into the backfield. That goes to number 25. That was to Isaiah Warfield as that went to the far sideline as he gained – it actually looked like he lost yardage by where the refs are going to spot the football. Looks like he lost about a yard on the play or so. As we're watching the ref officially, he lost 2 yards on the play. So good job there by the Vipers defense.
To come back after that 60-yard pass, absolutely. And on that 60-yard pass, Voigt, number 7, almost missed that tackle as Williams was able to shed it at the very last second, but couldn't keep his feet above, couldn't keep his knee off the ground, and that's why it was a tackle.
So now it is officially second down and 13 now for the Falcons on the Viper 33. In the backfield is Hughes, and he lost the snap, and it's a fumble right off on the line of scrimmage. As Steve said, Vipers claim they have it. We'll get the signal in a second, and it is Viper. Or actually, no, one ref overruled the other. It is Falcon football, it looks like. I don't know. And it looks like the Vipers offense going out there, so it looks like one ref overruled the other, but then the other one says, hey, wait a second, no, it's Vipers football. So it looks like, yep, the offense is out there. It's Vipers football off the fumble. So a quick turnaround there with the officials.
What a crazy
one ref said it was Falcons ball, the other said Vipers, and said, wait, no, it's still Falcons, but the other one said, no, it's Vipers football.
Nice try there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, as apparently Bob from Niles just joined the broadcast.
Hello there.
Vipers get the ball back, and they're going to get it where the fumble occurred on their own 33. So Noel Rivera going to have some better yards to work with here.
Trying to get a little bit better of a vantage point as we've got the defense huddling right in front of us.
Rivera drops back, fakes the handoff, going down to the far sideline with the football, trying to charge through a few defenders, and he is near the first down mark. It looks like he was going to be taken down at his own 43-yard line, so it looks like it'll be about second down and about a yard to go for the Vipers.
Gain of 9 on that play by Rivera. He read that all the way. It was either going to be a handoff, and he pulled the ball back. It wasn't a designed fake. It was a designed option read, and what he decided to do was take the ball and run with it himself.
So it is third down and 1 here for the Vipers, as we have about, we'll say, 5 minutes of this game played into the second half. Again, there's a running clock. So, and we try to keep up with the official clock as much as possible. Again, there are no scoreboards working here tonight. About 5 minutes into the game. Thank you, Steve. So again, that's according to our Sportstown clock. That does not necessarily mean it's the official clock, though. We're trying to keep up with it as much as possible. Third down and 1. Rivera drops back far side. Almost a one-handed catch there by Sean Patterson, as Steve Suff was going crazy about that one. Just off the fingertips, though, of Patterson. So that'll bring up fourth down and 1.
What a great pass there. Lots of zip on it from Rivera to Patterson, and Patterson just couldn't haul it in. Fingertips will kill you most of the time in this game.
So fourth down and about 1, even though the Chang gang still is having it as third down.
Look for Rivera to try and draw the defense off sides. They've done that multiple times on this fourth down so far throughout the first half, and now look for them to do that here in the second half to start off as well.
According to the Chang gang, it is still third down and 1. They have not changed it.
And the refs have not noticed it either.
And, well, it looks like they're going to continue play. Here we go. Rivera on the snap. Hands it up the middle, and it's still a first down regardless for the Vipers. That's Josh Hampton.
First down and more for Hampton there.
As he goes into Falcon territory at about the Chicago Falcon 39-yard line. So no matter about the Chang gang situation, still a new set of downs for the Vipers.
Especially if the Vipers were playing that like a fourth down, they got what they were looking for on that play.
So the Vipers now in Falcon territory starting on this set of downs. And they're going to be at the Falcon 39, as I mentioned earlier, as they officially spotted the ball there.
2 quick notes for all you sports fans out there. The LA Kings are currently beating the Anaheim Mighty Ducks out in Anaheim 4-0 in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals of the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs.
We'll talk about that.
Hall's mom has passed away.
We'll get to some other news in just a second. Relating towards that, as Rivera threw that to the near sideline, pass incomplete, second down and 10 now up for the Vipers. So if the Kings win, the Hawks have home ice in the Western Conference. They actually have home ice throughout the rest of the playoffs then, because if they already even get to the Stanley Cup final, they have home ice advantage over the Canadiens and the Rangers.
That I did not realize.
Well,
so
there you go.
Long as it looks like as long as the Hawks win,
it's the home ice to them.
Yes.
So regardless,
as we have a Chicago police officer just speeding down.
Steve, what did you do?
Congress Park. Hey, he went past the place. Okay.
He's looking for your car.
No, my car's on the other side. He's not going to find it.
He could loop around. We don't know. We don't know stuff. They wanted to talk to you earlier, so maybe they'll want to speak with you.
They were nice guys earlier, and I'm sure that guy was nice too. He was just doing his job. As Rivera, I don't know what the hell just happened here.
It was a miscommunication. He handed it looked like Eli Williams actually got the snap. He had no idea what to do with it. He actually, because
mistimed is what I'm going to guess on that.
Mistimed, whatever you want to call it. But now it's third down and it's almost at midfield. They are spotting this.
Third and probably about 6.
They're spotting this at the Falcon 43. And it's third down and...
Looks like the 44.
As you can hear more of your cop buddies walking around here, so...
I didn't do it.
Okay, well,
Hands are up.
They went
Hands are up.
They went past your car, so it's not you.
Hands are up. It wasn't me.
Yet. Anyways, third down.
Guy.
I know. Third down now. Rivera all alone in shotgun formation. He has 2 to the right. Rivera looking down the far sideline. And it's a catch. Is it going to be ruled? And it will be. That's number 40, Eli Williams.
Oh, my gosh. What a great catch by Eli Williams and great touch.
He
on
was
the football
juggling
there.
that one going down to the ground, and they are inside the Falcon 10-yard line. They're spotting it at the 9.
Noel Rivera there showing off the arm, showing off the touch that he had on that pass to get it over the top of all the defenders into a place where only Eli Williams could catch that pass, and he did so, falling to the ground.
So they're spotting this again at the Falcon 9. 28-6 in favor of your Chicago Vipers here, as we are about 10 minutes into the second half. According to our Sportstown game clock here, again, the scoreboards are not working here tonight, so we are going off of manual clock.
About 9.5 in, according to my clock right now.
28-6, still the score in favor of the Vipers. Man in motion. That'll be TJ Storino, as Rivera will run it up the middle, and he got close. No word yet, and it looks like they're going to spot him at about it looks like a yard short, so an 8-yard gain for Noel Rivera on the run. So they're going to spot him at the Falcon 1-yard line, and it's another goal line situation here for the Vipers. But they struggled with that right at the end of the first half there.
That they did. So we'll see if the struggles continue for them right at that yard line mark, and if so, then you're just going to hope and pray, if you're the Falcons, that you keep getting long touchdowns like you did in the first half.
2 men to the right and 1 in motion going towards Rivera. Rivera drops back, has to float that one up, and it is a touchdown for the Vipers. I did not see who catched it based on our vantage point here on the sideline.
Number 17.
Number 17, that is Kyle Ritter, the backup kicker and the wide receiver out of Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So that's a touchdown for your Chicago Vipers. Score is now 34-6.
According to my calculations, that is his second catch of the game, and the first catch was a great one just over the middle of the field. So this one, Rivera was able to lob up into the left end of the deep left end of the end zone. Almost that back shoulder fade that you see quarterbacks throw all the time. So good for Ritter to catch that pass.
Extra point now coming up for the Vipers. Zach Criswell on to attempt it. Kick is up, and the kick is up and good. So now it's 35-6 in favor of your Chicago Vipers here on the Vipers Radio Network.
Yeah, 29-point lead for the Vipers. If you're the Vipers, you're loving every second of this game. If you're the Falcons, you are looking for any opportunity to get back into this game.
Both teams coming into this game 0-1, wanting to prove something here in their second week here in the Gridiron Football League. This league will continue. They have games with the Vipers at least every Friday, and we will bring those games to you here on SportsTownChicago.com in a league of our own. Probably have a rotating panel of broadcasters going out to the games. I know myself will be involved, along with Chris Labosco. I know you'll probably be involved in a few games in the future, along with Jason Bucaro. Both guys cannot make it tonight, so we're out here on the west side of the city.
Just trying to keep loose, moving around, staying active as it is.
And in particular, staying loose.
Very cold.
Eli Williams literally right in front of us here, keeping the tendons
lunges
and keeping the muscles loose and stretched out. Because, again, it's a very chilly May night here on the west side of Chicago. As now we will get play back underway.
More like
Clock has started.
Here on the west
more
side.
like November, to be honest.
Yeah.
Falcons now get the ball on their own 30-yard line. Falcons will start up once again, down 29 points. They are down 4 scores. 4 scores in a long time ago were the Falcons really in this game. Far side pass, incomplete. Their pass was intended to number 80, Ryan Hardman. Pass was incomplete off the far sideline, second down for the Falcons.
That was beautiful poetry from Ryan Fahey.
And I'm not even a poet, and I didn't even know it.
That was a stroke of pure genius by you, my friend.
I think that's probably one of the first times that's ever happened on this for me, whether it's in the studio or at a remote.
Hey, it's better than my deuces are wild.
Oh yeah, from last week. Oh boy, that was some. That was some.
You were having fun with me with that one.
Sure, we'll call it fun. Anyway, Second down and 10 now for the Falcons. Still on their own 30-yard line here. As back in motion again is the quarterback, Damian Davis. And overthrown, almost intercepted. Pass was intended to the Falcons wide receiver number 13, Marlon Hamlin. As that one is incomplete. That brings up now a long third down and 10 to go for the Falcons on their own 30.
Just through the hands, and that's always a dangerous play if you're the offense, as going through the hands means there's usually a defender or two, which there were on this play, in the vicinity to make that interception. However, lucky bounce for the Falcons as the Vipers were not able to intercept that pass.
Just a quick reminder, we're going to have a busy week on Sportstown next week. We got baseball, we got soccer, and we got some football.
Awesome.
All next week. I have been told I will be out for Tuesday and Thursday's remotes for baseball and potentially soccer, along with some. I believe I will be out for the next Vipers game too. Now, again, not confirmed, but regardless, I'll have a busy week next week. As this pass overthrown to the hands of wide receiver number 5, Kyle Williams, Steve Suff's very own, Kyle Williams. So that is a 4th and 10, and it looks like the Falcons offense this time is going to stay out on the field as they are down by 4 scores.
That they are. And you had Nathan Rivera on the defense of that pass.
And it looks like the Falcons actually they are going to give up the football and give it back to the Vipers. So the Vipers will take over on downs as they are going to get the ball now, as they will be going again.
They will be going east to west, excuse me.
They'll be going east to west, and they will get the ball on
east to west or left to right.
We'll do it for the generic audience, left to right.
There we go.
So they will get the ball now on their own 40 off the turnover on downs by the Falcons. Score is still 35-6. We're about 14 minutes into the second half. Again, once the gameplay starts, it is a running clock
for 42 minutes. And the last three are NFL rule is what they play by.
Again, the score 35-6 in favor of your Chicago Vipers as they take over here now on their own 40-yard line.
Eli Williams in the backfield as they have brought in the backup quarterback and co-owner of the Vipers, Jay Fortuna.
Who we had a nice chat with before the game. So here's now Fortuna in the backfield in shotgun formation. He takes snap, a little quick pass there to Eli Williams. Just over his arms. He couldn't reach for that one. Pass incomplete. Still second down now, and 10 yards still to go for the Vipers.
Just a bit over his head.
A little Bob Euchre here, I see.
At least
just
I can't.
A bit outside.
Just I can't go with the ball 4, ball 8, ball 12.
Second down and 10 now for the Vipers, as we're about 15 minutes into the game, or into the second half, I should say.
Look for Fortuna to calm down after that first pass. It was his first pass of the game. So you just got to get that one out of the way. He got it off. It was a little high. Look for him to bounce back as Williams is out wide for him.
And Fortuna again, the backup quarterback in for the Vipers. He drops back all alone in the backfield. Feels pressure, runs to his right. He will throw it to the near sideline, and it was tipped away there by the Falcons secondary. Give credit to number 80, Ryan Hardman. The pass was intended to TJ Storino. Pass incomplete. That brings up a 3rd and 10 now for the Vipers coming up.
It was a great throw by Fortuna. Again, another duck, not very well spiraled, but just off the hands of Hardman, which actually boded very well for Storino on that play as it went just off his hands before going out of bounds.
3rd down and 10 coming up for the Vipers as they are still on their own 40-yard line. Looking to create some offense here off the turnover on downs off of the previous Falcon offensive possession.
Fortuna's in the backfield alone by himself.
2 to the right, 1 to the left, with a tight end lined up as a wide receiver as well. And as Steve mentioned, Fortuna, Jay Fortuna, all alone in the backfield. The co-owner of the Vipers looks up, runs to his left, pressure from behind, and he is going to be hit from behind, and that is going to be a fumble recovery by the Falcons, and the Falcons are going to run that in for 6 more points.
Looked like that was Fortuna lost that on the follow-through of his throw. He faked the throw and lost it as his hand came down at the bottom of his release, or what would have been his release. Like I said, on the follow-through of his throw. And then that's when you had...
And that was
Number
Kerry
26.
Sullivan, by the way, on the fumble and recovery to run it in for a touchdown.
So an unfortunate set of circumstances on that play for the Vipers.
Now, something very interesting here. They have the ball set up on the east side of the field like they're going to kick towards the freight trains and the power grids that are behind the field on the east side. But it looks like the Falcon offense, regardless, is still coming out to go for 2 points as the score is now 35-12, still in favor of the Vipers. Falcons look like they're going to go for 2 here, and I think that's not a surprise here, Steve.
That's not a surprise, and that's, I think, the reason why they're going to allow them to play on this east side of the field.
So here we go. 2-point conversion coming up now for the Falcons. And it looks like we have a new change at the quarterback spot, at least for this possession. Looks like Marlon Hamlin is going to take the snap for the Falcons.
A wildcat, maybe?
Yeah, it could be a wildcat. We'll see in just a second. Darrell Jenkins in the backfield as well for the Falcons on the 2-yard line, looking to go for the 2-point conversion. Falcons drop back and up the middle, and did he get it? It looked like he did. Maybe he didn't.
He did not get in.
He
was stopped
must have been an inch short, and we have a little talk trash
short.
after the play. Viper players are high-fiving themselves, so he had to have been inches short. I mean, he was right there.
He was a yard. He was a good yard short.
Oh, he was. Okay.
That was.
You had the better vantage point on that one, so I'll let you explain the play.
Yes. You had number 44, Greg Silsby, on the stop for the Vipers as the ball carrier came up the gut with the ball, was met by Silsby. They stalemated for about a second, maybe 2, maybe 3. And the next thing you know, he goes on the ground a good yard short of the touchdown. So turnover on downs. The Vipers take it over at the 1. No, they don't.
No, they reset at the 30.
They reset at the 30 because that was a touchdown.
So again, 36-12 the score.
My bad there.
In favor of the Vipers. As we're about 18 minutes or so played into this game, based on the stoppages of the timeouts and all that, because that is the only exception to the running clock rule. As that one is taken from Fortuna, and that is going to be ran to the far sideline out of bounds. And it looks like it was only actually a loss of about. Looks like they're going to say 5 yards. They're going to say it was Fortuna was pushed back quite a bit, so. It's going to be a long second down conversion here coming up now for the Vipers. Looks like they're going to be spotted at their own 25-yard line now.
And a quick update here. After 2 periods of play in Anaheim, the Kings are up 5-1 on the Ducks.
So Jay Fortuna, again, the backup quarterback and co-owner of this team in the backfield, as he fakes the handoff to Williams, runs to the near sideline, throws upfield, and that is going to be picked off and intercepted by the Falcons, and it's a pick 6 for the Chicago Falcons. What a quick turn of events there, as on that one was Daniel Cleveland for the pick 6, and now it's 35-18. So this game ain't over yet.
No, it's definitely not. The fat lady has not sung yet. And, wow, what a quick
pick 6.
It was a pick 6 after the fumble recovery. So turnovers coming into play here as the name of the game here on SportsTownChicago.com, your Viper radio network. Wow. Very quick turnover.
Pick 6 by Daniel Cleveland gets the Vipers within 17 points now. And again, it looks like the Falcons still going for 2 points as they are lined up still on the east side of the field, as they are only allowed to kick on the west side of the field per Chicago Park District rules and Chicago City regulations as well, based on the power grids behind the field and the freight trains.
Which our good friend, the freight train, has not moved since we've been here.
And if you remember our broadcast on our sister station, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com for Chicago State Baseball, you understand what we're talking about.
Deuces were wild that night.
Deuces were wild, and freight trains were stuck.
That was the name of the ball game as the Chicago State Cougars lost that game heartbreakingly.
Yeah, they had a 5-1 lead going into the 7th, and then all of a sudden the Bears just turned it on.
As Jensen Park had 2 homers for the...
And getting back to the play, the 2-point conversion attempt, the pass to the far sideline was incomplete. So the score remains 35-18, still in favor of the Vipers.
Interesting.
But if you're the Vipers, you got to wake up now. You just gave up. You had a fumble recovery for a touchdown on your previous offensive possession that you gave up. And then on the most recent one they just had, you had a pick 6.
Interesting to note as well, Rivera still has his helmet off. He is not going on the field. Fortuna wants to do this himself.
The co-owner of the Chicago Vipers, backup quarterback and defensive player Jay Fortuna, out on the field to take over the snaps for the Vipers for the time being, it looks like still. So the Vipers once again get started on their own 30.
That was referee Pete Andrews coming over to the sideline where some kids were playing catch with the football and they needed that football to go right onto the field. Sorry, kids, you couldn't play catch. Find another ball.
If they grow up, they can be a Chicago Viper as well one day.
I do see a football over by what looks to be the Vipers media girl that the kids could possibly play with.
So again, Fortuna hands this one off now to Eli Williams, running towards the near sideline, and he runs over one defender, and he is going to be called out of bounds at the 44-yard line. He got a first down and a lot more there, and Williams almost broke out there.
Looks like they're going to spot this ball at the 45-yard line.
Interesting.
Give him an extra yard.
So a new set of downs for the Vipers on their own 45. Jay Fortuna still the quarterback here in this second half for your Chicago Vipers here on the Vipers Radio Network. I'm Ryan Fay alongside me, Steve Suff, here on SportsDownChicago.com in a league of our own. It is 35-18 in favor of your Chicago Vipers. We're about 25 minutes played into the second half. Running clock in effect here in the GFL, the Gridiron Football League, 9-on-9 football, I should say. As again, we're here on the west side of Chicago. Right behind us is the Eisenhower Expressway, as Fortuna will bobble that one to Eli Williams, and it's a live ball. They're going to say that it's a lateral pass. Eli Williams recovered it nicely. Great awareness by Williams. He lost a total of 4 yards on the play, but that could have been a lot worse considering that the refs considered it just to be a side pass, not a forward pass. If it's a forward pass, it's an incompletion. They play it down, but it was a sidewards back pass. That means it's still a live ball. Eli Williams was aware of that, still tried to play around it, lost 4 yards, but that's not a bad thing at this point, considering what could have happened.
No, very good awareness on that play by Eli Williams to grab the ball, no matter if it was a dead ball or not. Great awareness to just pick up that ball and go with the play.
So Fortuna now still is quarterback for the Vipers. 2 men in the backfield with him, one to the right. As Fortuna takes a snap, hands that one off to Eli Williams once again. They're going to actually hand it off to number 26, Sean Dawson. I apologize.
Yeah, Williams is walking up and down the sidelines with his helmet off right now.
Getting a much-needed breather, as he's had a lot of action here tonight.
That he has. One of the 2 Williams boys. Yes. Who are becoming my guys here on SportsDownChicago.com.
You have Kyle Williams for the Falcons and Eli Williams for the Vipers.
Yes, we do.
So it is now 3rd down and about 5 to go as the ball is on the Viper 40-yard line. The Vipers need to get to their own 45 to convert and get a new set of downs here.
Let's see what Magic J Fortuna has in the box. You got to figure he's got to draw something up.
He's got to have something. So here we go. 3rd down and 5. Fortuna, shotgun, 2 in the backfield, 1 to his right, 1 to his left as wide receiver slots. And kind of try to fake the handoff. Fortuna scrambles towards his right to the near sideline. He has to shovel past that one. And it's enough for the first down to the 50-yard line. Pass was caught there by Kyle Ritter. Fortuna wasn't really looking for him. Ritter just happened to get open right at about the first down marker. A big lapse there in the Falcons' defense, leaving the 5 yards wide open for the Vipers to get that first down. And they got 5 extra ones, it appears, as the ball is now set at midfield.
The best way I can describe that play for you guys, if you remember back to the 2005 BCS Fiesta Bowl when the Boise State Broncos were playing the Oklahoma Sooners. That was Adrian Peterson's freshman year when Jared Zabransky and Ian Johnson of the Boise State Broncos made it into that BCS game. When they ran that really weird, Zabransky took the ball in his left hand, faked the throw, put it behind his back, and Johnson took it for the touchdown.
Almost like that.
Fortuna faked the run. You clearly saw the ball in his hands.
A quick update.
And then he threw.
I want to point out a quick update. They are calling it fourth down. Fortuna runs up, flag on the play, and he's still running, gets in the Falcon territory.
And it looks like he might have gotten the first down,
It looks like on that play he got the first down, but we have to see what the launcher was about on the field first. It was flown at the line of scrimmage, so this could potentially back up the Vipers. So Fortuna, on the pass to Ritter there previously, it must have not been enough for the first down.
We both thought it was.
It looked like from our vantage point that it was, because you had the side ref at the 45. It looked like the Vipers only needed 5, but maybe it was a miscue on the refs, the sideline refs part. Not to just credit what the refs are doing, but the side refs are always supposed to stand with the line of scrimmages.
Yeah,
to my
so
knowledge.
very interesting. We'll see what the call is
because they have
here.
the first down mark right now at the Falcon 45.
Yeah, so they're calling this 4th and 10?
Very interesting. 4th and 5, it looks like. Just about.
4th and 5.
So
4th and 4.
It's 4th and 4.5, we'll say, on like the 49.5-yard line right at the midfield mark for the Vipers as they're going left to right in their gray jerseys, white numbers, and the Falcons in their red jerseys, white numbers, as they'll be going right to left offensively throughout this rest of the second half. As the teams, looks like they're just taking an extra breather. As again, this is a running clock, so we are about 29 minutes into the second half. There is a 3-minute warning per half, and then the final 3 minutes of each half, as we saw in the first half, it is played like NFL-style rules. And we try to keep up with the refs' clock as much as possible.
Yes, we do.
Not to say we are completely accurate, but we try to say we're close. So now the chain gang has now moved up, and it's a new set of downs now for the Vipers. Very interesting. A very long discussion by the officials as we were waiting for it to get something to get underway. So a long talk with the chain gang and the Vipers, or not, excuse me, not the Vipers, the officials. So now they have moved the chains, and it's a Viper first down after all that confusion.
And I'm going to say we've probably got about 17 minutes to go in this half. That sounds about right to me. But yes, that was a very lengthy discussion.
Very
but
lengthy.
A good discussion for the Vipers as they got the outcome they were looking for with the first down run by Ritter.
So Fortuna.
Actually, Fortuna.
In the back. Looks to his right. Up for this one and caught going to the ground.
My guy, Eli Williams.
That's Eli Williams. That's going to be a gain of about 6. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Vipers inside Falcon territory at the Chicago Falcon 39-yard line.
And then right after that play, Williams gets off the field, comes off the field for another quick breather. As we have the blue line.
Yep, we're right by the Oak Park stop, just a few minutes away from here.
Yes.
As we are right behind the Dwight D. Eisenhower Expressway. If you don't know, that's Interstate 290. Runs east and west from the city all the way out to the suburbs towards the west side near Lyle and Elmhurst.
It actually runs...
Well, it runs west and east.
Yeah, but it runs a little north as well as it goes into the northwest suburbs, more like your Arlington Heights and all that, where it breaks off into 53. Sorry, we're getting
Getting distracted by highways as the pass there by Fortuna was incomplete as he was running to his right. So that will bring up a 3rd and 4. As there's a flag on the play, by the way. There's a flag at the 39-yard line of the Falcons.
By Michael Hodges, who's listed as a 5-ton quarterback, 150 pounds. But here he was playing defensive end for the Falcons.
So as we will look through the vines of the Viper players here again, our vantage point is we are literally on the sidelines right behind the Vipers. So we're standing at about midfield.
And we're standing about 25 yards off of the actual sideline line on the field.
And it looks like off of the penalty, they're going to say it was a holding from what the initial look was on the Falcons. So that's a new set of downs for the Vipers as they had the ball on the Falcon 35. So new set of downs. Now Jay Fortuna still the quarterback for the Vipers out there. He's got one man in the backfield with him. Fortuna drops back, looks to his right, caught there by number 17, Kyle Ritter, and he is going to be taken out of bounds at about the Falcon 26-yard line.
Ritter's been the most reliable of the pass catchers for the Vipers today. He has not dropped a ball yet.
Would you also say most consistent?
Definitely. I mean, Williams has had a few opportunities to make some plays out of the backfield, and a few of them were touched by the defense, so you can't credit that to him. But he's also dropped, I think, one or two. And Ritter he's been the go-to guy for this Vipers offensive attack in terms of through the air. Like I said, he hasn't dropped a pass. I believe that was the 5th catch of the game for him.
2nd down and 4 now for the Vipers in Falcon territory. Fortuna goes to his left towards the far sideline, and the catch looks like it's going to be enough for it's going to be close. We are looking at where the Chenge, and it's right there. I mean, it's inches away. And they're going to spot it. Looks like they're actually going to bring this back. I have not seen any laundry on the field, but the chain gang has decided to go back as we're trying to read, again, our vantage point, not like you would see in a press box. So it looks like the Vipers, I don't know. This is actually a very confusing play here. The pass was caught. I believe that was caught by, it's hard to see from our vantage point because we are behind the Vipers players, 25 yards behind them. We still have to look through a beach of bodies, if you will.
Yes, we have to look through
the vines, if you will. And it looks, maybe to the play it was incomplete. It looks like that's what has been called on the field, as the 2nd down and 4 is still 3rd down and 4.
Interesting to note here for the Vipers, Eli Williams is taking off his pads. I do believe he's just putting on something a little warmer on underneath his
I'd like to do the
jersey.
Same thing because I'm.
However, it's just very interesting that
like
he has taken off his pads.
And he's actually, he might be done for the night, it appears. But again, we will we'll update you on Eli Williams. Look, he is undressed now, so it looks like Eli Williams might be done for the night.
That would be a huge blow to this offense for the Vipers.
And he does not look like he's injured or anything, according to, at least to our knowledge.
Yeah, he's walking around fine. Doesn't appear to be walking around with a limp or his arm in a funny position.
He's trying to cool off, maybe. That could get you a cold in the morning, though. But
I don't know why you would do that in this kind of weather. Just
stick
with the warm.
It is a chilly
if you got
May
it,
night
with it.
Here on the west side of Chicago.
Altgeld Park.
Altgeld Park is where we are. And, again, we're still waiting word on the play. There's a lot of confusion on the play right now as we're trying to provide, like, the rain delay theater here. As it is, according to the markers right now, it is 3rd down and 4 with the Vipers still having the football. That's what we have right now. And I believe they stopped the clock to discuss this.
They had to have.
So I believe we are still at around the half-hour mark of the second half, because once the play starts, it is a running clock. But this is taking a lot of time.
This is the second huge stop like this of the half,
and no signal was given for a timeout. So now it looks like the play has just started again. So it's very interesting.
Very, very interesting, to say the least.
I understand you want to get it right, but you want to be efficient too.
Yes.
So regardless, it's still Vipers football after the long talk. It's 3rd and 4. Fortuna still the quarterback in for the Vipers. Fortuna runs to his right. He looks to his right, and that pass will be caught there by number 80, Tommy Wattis, and
he shakes and bakes a few defenders and gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
Tommy Wattis in for the Vipers, and
looks like he was in.
The refs
again, from our vantage point, he was
the
in.
refs did not give a signal, and they are going to spot him.
You're kidding.
At the goal line. The ref is standing at the goal line right now as we speak. The side ref, which has been helping us throughout the night, determine where the ball is on the field after plays. They are officially putting him at the 1. But you got to give credit to Tommy Wattis, shaking and baking through defenders, as you mentioned, but he is at the Falcon 1.
Unreal.
He is in the game, though, as the far wide receiver on the right, by the way. Fortuna still in.
Wow.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fortuna all alone in the shotgun formation. He will just run it in himself, and he'll take it in for a
Viper touchdown.
Yep, there. Okay, there we go.
Side judge put his hands up. It was a touchdown.
Very quick ruling, but that is a Viper touchdown. Jay Fortuna, 41-18 now the score in favor of your Chicago Vipers.
Just a quick little setup for, and now we're having some confusion here about if that was a touchdown or
I
not.
thought he was in. I mean, again, we don't have the best angle at it right now.
I saw the sidelinesman's hands go up like a touchdown.
The sideline ref that has been helping us track where the ball has been in case we've had difficulty. Because, again, for those just tuning in, our vantage point here for your Chicago Vipers, we are here
25 yards off the sideline line on the field.
We're at field level. We'll put it that way.
Yes.
To make it easier, we're at field level, 25 yards behind the Viper sideline. We're at midfield. But, again, we are at field level, though, here at Arcade Park, courtesy of the Chicago Park District. So the extra point, okay, so it is officially a touch, and the extra point is up, and the extra point
is good.
So it is now 42-18 in favor of your Chicago Vipers, as the second half will be winding down here in the next 10 or so minutes. As again, our original start time was scheduled for 8 o'clock. It was pushed back to an 8:30 start time.
In our pregame chat with co-owner and backup quarterback who's currently playing for the Vipers, Jay Fortuna, the one thing that I remember him saying to us was that they try their very best to keep these games to under 2 hours of actual time.
So if they started at 8:30, which they did. According to our computer clock, we are at 10:15 or 10:14 right now. So we're about to hit 2 hours pretty soon.
We're getting close.
We're going to get close to that 10:30 mark.
It's going to be close.
As they always mention, they want to get this within 2 hours total. They're going to be right there. So are they going to be like really punished if they go over a minute?
I don't think so.
I don't think they will either, but
they try. Jay said that they like to do that for the ref's sake, for broadcasters like us, our sake.
I don't mind being. Hey, I prefer the nighttime broadcast, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, it's nice to play under the lights.
You know, it's crazy because you do a morning show at 8 in the morning. I don't know how you do that. That's when I'm not even leaving my house.
I'll have to tell you how I do that off the air.
Okay, because I know when you guys start at 8, that's when I'm finally leaving to come to the studio to get ready for my respective shows. So I don't know how you guys do it. 10 o'clock's enough for me.
Eli Williams has officially taken off his pants.
And it looks like he is calling it a night.
Changed it for shorts, put on a long sleeve Under
Armour. And he has
Armour.
his gym shoes on too, so officially
he is
Eli
done
Williams. Yep.
For the night.
And he is giving some hugs to some players. I don't know if he's actually taking off or who knows. That's the possibility, but nonetheless, we get back to play as the Falcons get it on their own 30.
That was a quick throw to the side. Couldn't
to
tell if that was a forward pass or not as the receiver dropped the ball, picked it back up, and started to run with it. So
they ruled it incomplete, so it is 2nd down and 10.
So that was a ruled forward pass because, like I said, the receiver dropped the ball and then picked it up and tried to run with it.
2nd down and 10 now for the Falcons, still on their own 30-yard line. And it still looks like, as of now, again, there's been a rotating carousel of quarterbacks for the Falcons, if you will. Right now, it looks like number 13 for the Falcons that is Marlon Hamlin. Looks like still in as the quarterback, who right now I believe he's just moved up to wide receiver. And it looks like number 1, Damian Davis, back in at quarterback. So he's got 2 to the left, and he's lined up in the I formation. He takes the quick dump off, and he throws it to the far side. And it looks like that was number 5, Kyle Williams, on the catch there, as that was maybe a gain of just, I'll say, I'd say about 4 yards. So it's going to be about 3rd down and 6, we'll say.
Yeah. Interesting play there.
So it is 3rd down and about 6 to go. They need to get to their own 40, do the Chicago Falcons. Both teams coming into tonight 0-1. Another thing to keep note of here is we're right next to the Viper sideline. Number 11, Josh Hampton, is now looked like he's called it tonight too.
Very interesting that you've got guys.
Key players.
Yeah.
Or it could be Hampton just warming up. He did not take off any jerseys or any kind, but the deep ball thrown to Kyle Williams, way overthrown by about 10 yards.
Voigt was the closest player in the vicinity of that throw. Voigt for the Vipers probably was still about good 5 yards off of that throw.
And it looks like, according to the officials, the whistle was blown, I should say. It's going to be about 4th down and 6 to go still, and the Falcons still need to get to about their own 40, we'll say. And again, Damian Davis, the quarterback. Say that 5 times fast.
Damian Davis, the quarterback. Damian Davis, the quarterback.
Not the quarterback part, just his name.
Oh,
but,
Damian Davis, Damian Davis, Damian Davis.
Yeah.
The 3rd time.
All right, there you go. See, you thought it was easy because you put the quarterback in there.
I thought I was going to do it.
Okay, so now a new quarterback in now. It's Willie Hughes, and at the snap, takes a high snap, and he throws it to the near side, and that's going to be caught there by number 13, Marlon Hamlin. Gets enough for the first time, and he's going to be tackled at midfield. So a nice drive there on 4th down for the Falcons, finally converting on 4th down right at midfield. And the no-huddle situation being called here by the Falcons, they want to speed this up.
You can't blame them for that, as you just hope and pray that if you're the Falcons, you're catching the Vipers off guard by going no-huddle.
So, again, the quarterback still, Willie Hughes in this one. Willie Hughes drops back in the pocket, up for that, and it is caught. And that is caught by number 4 for your Chicago, for not your Chicago Falcons, but for these Chicago Falcons, Chris Lomack. His first catch of the game, an almighty big one, as they have that one spotted at about the 22.
Mind you, Lomack is the guy that on defense down in the east end zone was the guy that came across and started that little scrum that happened. So interesting that he got the look for the offense. You just have a slew of guys on either side of the ball, either side of the fence for both teams playing 2 sides of the ball.
They have now officially spotted now at the 20-yard line for the Falcons in Viper territory. Quick pass.
Dropped.
And it's they called it a live ball, actually. It went out of bounds. So it looks like it looked like the ball went out of bounds to right at the line of scrimmage mark anyway. So it's still 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons.
From here, again, our vantage point is very different than if we were in a press box. So from our vantage point here, it looked like it was a forward pass, but the officials didn't see it like that.
So again, we are right around the 3-minute warning mark. We are there momentarily.
Night like tonight, you just got to stay loose, got to keep moving around. Because if you don't, you're going to get cold and you're going to be...
That's why the hood's up here tonight. Here's your stuff. That's why, good thing I brought a
Very
hooded
true.
jacket with me.
It looks like another one of our guys for the Vipers. Let me check a number and a name here really quick. You've got number 95, James Fountain.
Pass there from Hughes, and that is I believe they are going to rule that
I thought they were going to rule that a touchdown.
And it looks like there was no signal given. The referees did not give a signal
They're calling that
now
ball
there
down
is. There
about-
we go. Okay, the review. Okay, the refs. You saw the two refs, the ref that's on the field and the far sideline ref. They have ruled that officially a touchdown. So it is now 42-24 in favor of your Chicago Vipers.
And
Falcons going for 2 points.
Yeah, I was about to say they're keeping the ball on the east side of the field, so that means that they are going for 2. Can't blame them. I mean, there's only about 4.5, maybe even less than that, minutes left in this game, and so if you're the Falcons, you're doing anything you can to score.
Falcons going for 2 points. Again, Hughes the quarterback for the Falcons. And the jump ball in the near end zone corner is incomplete, so the Falcons do not convert on the 2 points.
Just completely overthrew the end zone to Hughes on that play.
So regardless, it is still 42-24 in favor of your Chicago Vipers as this one is coming to an end.
If you're the Vipers here, you're just looking to milk clock. You're looking to run the ball. Keep that clock moving if you are the Vipers right now.
Again, this is your presentation of Chicago Vipers football here on the Vipers Radio Network, SportsTownChicago.com, and a league of our own. I'm Ryan Fay, alongside me, Steve Suff, here with you on the broadcast. We're here on the west side of the city, here at Artgeld Park, right off of the Dwight D. Eisenhower Expressway. A very chilly night for some Viper football. Usually do not get chilly nights in the month of May, especially in the middle of May in particular. But we are doing what we can here because the temperature this morning was 39 degrees, and I heard up in the northern suburbs of Rockford they saw flurries of snow.
We saw flurries of snow at my house, too, in Roselle.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
And yet it's
My
almost...
father went to go get his haircut this morning, and as he was going outside, he's like, "Tell Steve it's snowing outside."
Only in Chicago would you get this weather. Anyway, Fortuna still fakes the handoff. He will throw it to the far sidelines, and that is going to be caught for a first down and a heck of a lot more. That catch there to Stan White puts them in Falcon territory once again.
What a huge play that was for this offense of.
And Fortuna, I want to point that he had the lightest of throws on that one because that was a side pass, like a screen pass, and Stan White just ran up the far sideline and took it up into Falcon territory. They're spotted on the Falcon 45.
I think that'll pretty much do it for this game.
Again, the score 42-24 in favor of your Chicago Vipers, looking to get their first win of this young 2014 season.
Now that they've got...
Hopefully they play games that are a lot warmer than this, so we'll put it... I want to make that clear.
You know, that was the other thing we got out of Jay in our little chat before the game was he was talking to the refs saying, "Hey, I thought we signed up for a summer league, not a winter league." And the refs go, "No, son, you signed up for a winter league game today."
Again, they'll be playing at least through the end of July and early August, so we're hoping for much warmer weather by then. As the handoff there goes to number 12, Frederick Cornley. Number 32, I apologize, that's Jamie Wyatt. So again, we are winding down week 2 of the Gridiron Football League for your Chicago Vipers. They have the 42-24 lead, looking to wrap this one up and get their first win of the 2014 season.
Once again, on the broadcast tonight, not only do you have myself, Steve Suff, Ryan Fahey, we've also got our camera guy,
Brian Sturham. He's working the far sidelines tonight. And he's out there in the cold just like all of us here. So
yes, he's going to have the difficult job.
And the thing is, he's by himself, so he really has nobody to talk to. So we have to give him credit.
Yes, that and he's going to have the difficult job of putting the audio up.
And they appear to have actually run the clock out. The refs are okay with it. And this game has come to a quicker end than expected. They must have went through the running clock faster than expected in the first half than we had with the 3-minute warning. So both teams have shaken hands in midfield, and your Chicago Vipers have picked up their first win of the 2014 season, winning 42-24.
In the words of Hawk Harrelson, this ballgame is over.
For my partner, Steve Suff, I'm Ryan Fahey saying so long here from Artgeld Park here on the west side of Chicago. Be sure to tune in for your Chicago Vipers football next week as well. They'll be on the road again as well, so make sure you stay on our website for continuing coverage of our Chicago Vipers. Again,
or you could go to ChicagoVipersFootball.com.
For my partner Steve Suff, once again, I'm Ryan Fahey. Have a good night, everybody.